didn't play well. But for you, where does the culture at Seattle?
Well, you just watched it.
This is the post-game interview after the Seattle Storm beat the Atlanta Dream 72-60. We hear from Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart, Ezzy Megbagor, and Coach Quinn.
So, all right, let's go ahead and kick things off. Yes. Percy, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. I'll start with the question that Roberta had earlier. Jewel, did you have a chance to hear your mom at halftime? And if so, what did you think of her halftime performance?
I came early to see her pre-performance. I mean, yeah, my mom's been performing all my life, so it's nothing new. She was excited, and I'm glad that everyone else had a chance to hear what I've been hearing my whole life. So I'm glad it went well. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
It felt like she almost stole the show tonight, though.
That's normal. That's normal.
Hey, just on your big night scoring, just did the ball or did the basket seem any bigger tonight?
No, honestly, I think I was getting good rhythm shots from my teammates getting me open and just taking what the defense gave me. I'm just trying to make the game as simple as possible. Every night, defense is, we don't really know what they're going to do, and knowing that regardless if they double me, I can pass it to these guys and we're in good hands. So I was just trying to get in a rhythm and see what was open early, and just kind of got in a rhythm early, and I guess it kept going.
And then just if you could take us through the that shot in the third quarter, had like 5.6 seconds or something like that left. And just what happened?
I mean, it's a lot of time. So I knew either go to the rim. I knew I could get to the rim in 4 seconds. So I knew whatever was open. And a three is worth more than two, so I just pulled up.
Real quick before we go into next, we got a lot of people asking questions, so let's limit to two. Go to the next one.
Yeah, Joel, matching up against Ryan Howard, you and Gabby, what was the defensive game plan? Because obviously you held her well below her average. And then as a former #1 overall pick, do you have any extra excitement when you get to match up against another #1 overall pick?
I mean, guarding a score is not just one person's responsibility, it's everyone. And I think, Gabby started off by far, getting into her and just staying with her and, making things a little difficult for her. I think it was honestly a team effort, everything tonight. I mean, all the matchups, we constantly were talking on the flare screens and guard-to-guard stuff, so our game plan was pretty good. And, she's going to be a great player. I mean, obviously, she's done the work early, and you've seen her talent, and, the league's in good hands. I told her that tonight, too. She's going to be amazing, and she knows that. And, as long as she puts in the work and keeps going, she's going to be one of the greats for sure. But, for right now, she's learning.
And Stewie, you guys had big first and third quarters in scoring, not so much in the second and fourth. What were the differences there?
I think that we wanted to, obviously, after coming off of 2 losses, we wanted to make sure that we came out in the first quarter, and we were aggressive. We did that. And the same with the third. The third quarter is usually when we have our little lull, and I think the fact that we held them to 14 and were able to kind of get to the basket, score, get to free throw line very early is what we wanted. And then, we need to kind of play better in the second and the fourth. I would say the fourth quarter, the tempo definitely slowed down on both ends. But when we needed big shots, we got them.
And on that, they look like, as my notes say, they went on a 13-0 run. Do you come back and hit that three, just in intentionality on that, for you to say, I gotta get a bucket in here and stop this?
Yeah, I think that anytime I'm playing 2-man game with Jewel, I know that one of us is going to get a good look. And they were trying to be rough with her on the pin down, and then she just flipped it into a flare. And when you're playing at home, it gives you confidence, and I knew the shot was going to go in, and that's just how it went. I think that we really wanted this win as a team. We know that we're going on a 5-game road trip after this, so it's giving us the right momentum.
As the 5 block shots and then a couple of threes, just
2 for 2 threes.
I know.
Yeah, what's going on with all
big
that?
shots, man.
I don't know. I think this year just being, or like having a bigger focus on my defense, and obviously just helping out my teammates and being there on the help side. is a big thing. And then with the threes, I think that's something I'm really trying to like work on, and I think it just creates for other people, like the paint isn't so congested if people are actually guarding me out there, so it just creates more opportunities for my teammates. So. But yeah, just three. Thanks for the assist, Joel.
Do it every day.
Kevin?
Jewel, how many people did you have here for Cousins Night?
Yeah, a lot. I honestly didn't know before, like not tonight, but previously, how much fame I had in Seattle. We didn't realize it till like 2 years ago. We did like a family thing, and we saw that we're actually related. And I was like, I've been out here for how long? I never knew I had family out here. So it's just nice to have family in the gym, and obviously my teammates are family as well. But when we have just fans in general that just bring energy, I mean that helps us out a lot.
Over 30, over 40? I mean,
It seemed like a lot.
It seemed like a lot. It seemed like a lot. I mean, I would say probably like 30-some people for sure. It was a lot of people.
This is for any of you, just coming off of a 8 home game run and now going on to a 5 away on the road. Is there a mentality shift that needs to come with that, or just how do you adjust to now being on the road for that long stand?
Ezzy?
Oh, Ezzy.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Ezzy.
Yeah, Ezzy. Okay.
I don't know, I think like long road trips are tough. Obviously, 5 games is a lot. I think we just want to, like Stewie said, we are coming off a win, so I think that gives us confidence going into these next few games. I think just take each game as it comes and kind of not focus on the last game. I think that's probably going to be a big focus for us.
Ron?
As you go on the road trip, there are a few rematches from some of the games that have been. What, I guess, with Dallas and Connecticut, what are you kind of bringing to those games that you've learned from last one?
I mean, I think that that's the beauty of the WNBA and the quick turnarounds of games. We knew, after the loss to Dallas and then obviously after the loss to Connecticut that we were going to see them again really soon, and just remember that and know, we're a team that we're full of vets, and I don't think going on the road for 5 games really bothers us. I think that we really loved being home for 8 games, but this is how the season goes, and we're ready to go on the road and battle it out in other teams' home arenas.
Take some quick questions from the Zoom, and then we'll come back into the room. M. Adler, go ahead, M.
Yeah, first question, I wanted to ask Ezzy, just in terms of your jump shooting, especially from 3, just what have you been working on specifically to get that where it is now?
I think probably just confidence is probably a big thing. I kind of changed my form over the last few years and just sticking with shooting at practice and shooting before games. So I think just coming into games and having that confidence to shoot it, and I think the great thing is that my teammates are always going to have that in me, so just finding it in myself has been a big thing over the last couple of seasons.
Thanks.
And Christos, go ahead, Christos.
Hello, congratulations on the win, first of all. Question for Joel and Stewie. How good Ezzy's presence make the whole defensive effort from your perspective?
I mean, from a guard perspective, having them 2 behind me is good luck. It helps us out a lot, and I mean they protect the paint shot blockers, but they're just long too. So it's they clean up a lot of mistakes when we make them, but just having good athletes behind us. I mean, it's tough to score on them. I mean, I don't know. They just get their hands on everything, blocks, deflections. I mean, they're just long. I don't know. I'm glad they're on my team. I don't know. 5 blocks.
Let's go to Brendan. Brendan, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations on the win, first of all. I had a question for Ezzy. So how do you personally feel, health-wise and skill-wise, coming back from COVID and having 2 back-to-back great games?
Yeah. I think I feel good, physically from COVID. I think I was surprised at how quickly I recovered. The first few days were rough. But then the last few days I was in isolation, I felt pretty good. I think I was just, hanging out to be back with these guys. So yeah, I think obviously being stuck, you kind of just want to get out and kind of exert all that energy, and I feel like that's kind of what happened. But yeah.
And then second question for Stewie. You told me yesterday you wish something you improved on from last game was you had more rebounds. Well, you had double more rebounds today. How do you carry that into the next game with a much better front court?
You know, I really don't take that as a compliment that I had double rebounds from 3, but I think that, you know, trending in the right direction. I think that, you know, Ezzy and I should always be flirting with double-doubles, especially in the rebounding category. If Ezzy wants a triple-double with the blocks, then there we go. But we know, you know, with our lineup, sometimes we're big, sometimes we're small, but no matter what, we need to get rebounds.
All right, thanks. Congratulations.
Em, did you have one more question?
Yeah. I wanted to ask Stewie, just in those middle quarters when the offense kind of slogged down a little bit, what does your approach become when you go a few possessions in a row without getting a bucket?
My approach is the same. I think that, you know, first quarter especially, I had a lot of good looks, and they just didn't go in the basket. And just continuing to not overthink it, be confident, know that the next one is going in. And that's how you have to play, with confidence, and know that, you know, the reason why I'm here, my teammates are here, is because we are amazing basketball players and need to carry that confidence at all times.
We got about 2 more minutes, so a couple more questions. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to get your guys' take on Coach picking up her first technical foul.
She should have had one way sooner.
Yeah, I agree.
And what, like, does that motivate you guys, or, you know, give you guys extra, because she's obviously trying to go to battle for you there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously it was momentum, and that's what we said in the huddle. Like, all right, like, she did her thing. Like, now it's time for us to do ours. You know, it's having confidence in our coach to have our back, and obviously we saw that tonight, and definitely set the tone for moving forward. And we came out and we're like, okay, let's go, let's get it done.
So in going back in terms of, you talked about getting rebounds. Is that about being more aggressive on defense? Just, I guess, you know, kind of setting the tone on defense as well?
Yeah, I think rebounds are an effort thing. Obviously, you have to, like, box out and, like, prime it and be around the basket. But there's a lot of opportunities within our team because we are, you know, playing in a scramble defense or, you know, mismatch or things like that where there's a lot of 50-50 balls. And usually the team that gets more 50-50 balls is the team that wins. So if we can get that and get rebounds, we're in great shape.
All right, thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Open us up with your thoughts on our last game of this long homestand.
Yeah, first and foremost, just again, Tanisha has her squad playing hard, and kudos to what's going on over there. And for us, it's good to finally get to a point where, you know, the team goes on a run and we respond in a big way. We have some good contributions from everyone, and, you know, big offensive rebounds from Jewel and Gabby and you know, shoot the ball decently, defend well enough, holding the team to 60. These are things that we want to hang our hat on, and just thought that overall there was good energy, good effort, and just happy to be walking away with the win.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes, so Percy, kick us off.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to know, what did you say to get the technical?
The Warriors are winning in 6. Yeah, I know my mom won't be proud, so I won't say what I said, but it helped.
And just on that fourth quarter there, you guys have a big lead. They go on a 13-0 run, and it gets tight. Just what happened in those next minutes there?
Yeah, I mean, Christy Wallace is tough. You know, she hits 3, and I remember she hits like a little corner jumper. They're very young, athletic, energetic, so they get some offensive rebounds. We take a quick shot. Again, in those moments, it's about having efficient offense when, you know, defensively we're not locked in on our schemes, and really rebounding and finishing off possessions. That's at the top of my mind without looking at film. I remember those moments. And just kind of not being strong with the ball, the turnovers, but just not playing efficiently on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, so Ezzy hit 2 threes in this game, and she hit a 3 in the last game as well. Just talk about, as she continues to improve that shot, what that weapon can do for you guys as an offense.
Helps a lot, especially if, you know, we thrive on our spacing. you know, when the floor looks a little bit wider for Jewel to attack, get to her spots. When it looks a little bit wider for Stewie to not roam around, but get to her spots as well. It helps tremendously just to have another three-point threat. Obviously, we love the three ball. We take the most threes in the league, or we're topping that, and so it's about being efficient in those takes. And Ezzy works on it. And so, you know, part of her growth and her progression is that she's able, willing, and capable, but it allows us to have multiple threats on the floor besides, you know, the Sue, Jewel, and Stewie. And the spacing now becomes a little bit less compact. But I will say this, though we have three-point shooters on the floor sometimes, teams are still collapsing on us. But now we have the capability of taking advantage of that.
Sticking with Ezzy, she had 5 blocks again in this game. She leads the WNBA in block shots per game. What are like the big improvements that you've seen from that?
I think, again, I'll say it's the how and the why. Like she's getting there because now she knows a lot about our systems and the why to it, like why you need to be on help side, why you need to be in low man, or why you need to be in these certain principles. The confidence comes in knowing, having the experience within the system, and because of that, you know, you think about her athletic ability, you think about her timing and just her natural talent and gifts. You put that in with now understanding where you should be, and it just, now you see she's plugging holes, she's aggressive, she's very active, and those are things that we need.
Is on the spacing, is this now kind of, you've got your players back and people are starting to kind of, you know, play together? Is that the success that's now beginning here?
Yeah, and again, we don't have practice time, so we have to find ways to get better in games and watching film in those sessions, and like just feeling the rhythm, feeling the chemistry, feeling the cadence of that with each other. It has to happen kind of, you know, fast and immediately. And in games like this, it just shows like what we can be. It's good to hit shots, and it's good to see, you know, our cutting and things that we've been like focused on when we have our film sessions. And so, yeah, what you see tonight could be, you know, that plus getting better, plus getting players back in rhythm, plus getting solid rotations. There are other things that have to happen for us to be a little bit more consistent in what we do. But I think this road trip is big for us, and we'll find it hopefully within that.
What are you seeing from your weak side defense to help that? Because a couple times Ezzy was actually looked like she was getting people in the right place from the weak side. Is that an improvement?
Exactly, it is. A lot of what we do is predicated on just, you know, being aggressive, disrupting, and because of that, especially when we're trying to keep teams on the side of the floor, we have to be loaded up. So now with our principals, understanding now who has the next rotation and so forth and so on, and that is with training camp, that is with film, and those are things that we continue. We're not great at it yet, but what you see is Ezzy knowing and learning, and now she's telling people where to go, and we need that. We need a quarterback of our defense. We need voices in our defense, and we need constant communication. And again, when you get comfortable in that, then you can be confident in knowing that she can be confident in knowing that she can be that voice.
Julia? Are you looking for more from Mercedes, and are there still minute restrictions on her?
Yeah, there's still minute restrictions on Mercedes, and yes, obviously there is a progression that has to happen, and again, with not a lot of practice time, it has to happen in games, it has to happen in her rehab process and other things, and I went in the locker room today, like, this is a big road trip coming up, we need you, so yeah, hoping to continue to have her in a good spot, in a good rotation where she's comfortable, and finding ways where she can help us.
Okay.
Coach, outside of kind of the 3 that we talked to in here, there was only 15 points scored from the remainder of the team. What do you guys need to work on to kind of get everyone else's offensive flowing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the ball can't stick. The continue, you know, reps remove the doubt. So making sure that, you know, we're knocking in open shots, but also where we can help each other in those rotations score easier. It's been tough on our starters to score, so I know on our next unit is a little bit more tougher, but just knowing our first, our previous games, they carried us, so they're capable. So it's just a matter of continuing to get better in film and putting them in spaces where they can be successful. Screening is big, especially with that unit in general for our team. So just finding easier shots and working with one another, and we'll continue to get better.
Oh, let's take some Zoom questions. M. Adler, why don't you kick us off on Zoom?
Sure, yeah. Coach, just wanted to ask to start off, what led to the different kind of bench lineups we saw today, especially in the second and third quarters? Like the Twin Towers lineup making the re-emergence, different combos with Breer, Steph, that sort of thing.
Yeah, without much practice time, just trying combinations, honestly, and not getting a lot of things from our second unit. Trying to get, Jewel was in a great flow with that unit. It is just trying to find something and some sparks in some type of ways, and sometimes it's trial and error, and today it happened to be successful. But I think the biggest thing is, without a lot of practice time, it's a matter of just going instinct. It's a matter of just going, let's just try it and see if we're successful with it. And obviously within that mind frame, it was trying to keep Joel on the court or Stu on the court at all times.
And then, in comparison to last year, it seems like the starting unit has taken a step back in terms of the ability or the amount of offensive space you're able to generate for your shots, just especially in the past couple of games. What have you been looking at in terms of trying to improve that?
Teams know our stuff. They're loaded up, and we're not a team that's going to go downhill and blow by people and get into the paint and pound you. Like, we like to play free flowing, and teams have been physical with us and they know that. So it's a matter of us just continue to grow and get better in our stuff, whether it is our spacing, whether it is not being stagnant on the backside, cutting, screening, movement. That helps loosen up defenses. Ball movement helps that as well. So it's just a matter of sticking to our systems and understanding where we need to be and how we can continue to take advantage of what defenses we're seeing. Clogged up, heavy nail, over aggressive denials. There are ways to counteract that, but we'll get better.
We got just a couple minutes left. Let's go to Brendan. Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, Coach. So you put an emphasis on the importance of rebounding, and you lost the rebounding battle today by I think 6, but you still won the game. So how do you take this game into preparation for Friday against Dallas?
For sure, Dallas is going to be just as athletic and going after rebounds as well. And it's just, to me, rebounding is a mindset more than anything. The ability for all 5 to lock in and finish plays with the defensive rebounding, and that's just heart. That's not scheme. That's not scout. It's nothing but going and wanting to finish off plays. The interesting part of today, we have 6 O boards, but we have crucial and timely O boards, and so just understanding. We're taking a look at film. We're not boxing out. And to me, that's a little detail that we can improve in and commit to and lock in on, because if we understand that will prevent us from continuing to lose rebounding battles, then that will help us. We have to commit to that. And so it's not going to get any easier. We're not going to get any taller, any bigger, faster, stronger. So I think we just have to commit to just really focusing on rebounding as a unit.
Awesome. And Christos, go ahead, Christos.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. First of all, my prediction is 1-6-7, so it is close to being close.
Can you pay? Don't give me a tick. You have to pay my fine.
Well, my question to you is, after a 13-0 run of the Dream during the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, how satisfied you are with the way that you close out the game tonight?
Very satisfied, because that's showing growth. We've struggled with that for the past few games of responding when teams kind of hit us or punch us, and so it's important to know that that's basketball. It's a game of runs. There are ebbs and flows to it, and not to overreact, to stay consistent, to stay calm and poised in those moments, to run our offense and making sure we're communicating defensively. Just being great in simple, being great in the details, being great at simple. I think it matters in those those times, but I'm super proud of how we responded today.
Let's go one last one with
Thank you very
Jeff,
much.
and then we'll wrap things up.
You guys had 19 turnovers. Atlanta had 12 steals. What do you have to clean up there?
You know, it's interesting because also they're scoring off of our turnovers, and we're not a high turnover team. It's what it was previously was the timely ones. We were low turnovers, but now it's like we're getting the steals and we're just kind of throwing the ball away, or we're just trying to make home run passes. So I think in those moments, just focusing in and being sure. The other turnovers that are coming, obviously with the traps and the denials and things of that nature, just being on our front foot and being aggressive. But I think the controllable ones, we have to limit those, and that is just locking in and just making the short pass and not trying to gamble so much.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.